You can achieve the life of your dreams even with anxiety, but without the right habits or tools, it can all feel a bit impossible. But becoming the woman of your dreams, the best version of yourself, is achievable, all with the right steps and a bit of grace. But these things don't happen by accident, and today I'm going to show you how I pull myself out of the slump and the steps I take daily to make sure I'm showing up as my truest, most best self, despite having anxiety that can sometimes mean it's a little bit harder. There is a lot of discussion online on how to be the best version of yourself, and I think quite a lot of it feels bloody unachievable. So if you're like me, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really hope that this video helps at least 1 or 2 people, because the conversation about wellness and being the best version of yourself online can be really scary, and it feels like, okay, well, I can't do it because it's a 5 a.m. morning routine, you do 55 things and you have a matcha and your house looks perfect and you've got a marble bathroom. That's not the case. Absolutely not the case for me. But I want to help you feel better, and you deserve to feel like the best version of yourself even on those days that really fucking are. But this is a realistic addition to a lot of these videos I've seen here on YouTube. This is going to be a 5-part video. I'm going to break it down for you in 5, I feel like, simple steps on how I make myself feel better. What I do on a rest day or a day off, because I'm currently training for an Ironman, so life is a bit hectic. Doing these things like once a week if I've got the time, or doing these things gradually throughout my day but maybe in smaller loads, definitely makes me feel better, and I do then feel like my best version of myself, stepping forward either into the new week or stepping into the day. Step 1 is the morning routine. Now this seems to be super glam online, and I feel like something that I cannot maintain looking at the people's morning routines that I've found. So here is mine, and I'm going to do it as simply and as easily as I can, because I've only just in the past week and a half found a morning routine that I feel like is actually maintainable for myself and that I would actually stick to. But oh my gosh, has it made an incredible difference to my days, because I finally feel like I have a routine. For so long, when people say, oh, I need to get back into routine, I just think I don't actually have a routine that I feel like I can stick to and that is manageable for myself. So first part of my morning routine is obviously waking up. Now I have tried to wake up early for years, like 5 a.m, 6 a.m. It's just not happening for me. I can't do it. I used to do it when I worked in office, but now that I'm self-employed, I am not a 5 a.m. girl. Not for me, can't do it. So for me, I now set my alarm for 7 a.m. in the morning. I wake up, and that gives me a nice 2-hour period that I can have my life together before I start work at 9 a.m. Now, I know a lot of people work from home, so I feel like this might also work if you work from home, but again, this morning routine probably isn't obtainable to someone who has an office job or shift work or anything, but I can't make a video on that because I don't do it. So for me, yeah, waking up at 7 a.m. means I have 2 hours before I start my work day and before everything sort of kicks off, and it gives me some time to actually do things for me, which up until last week I left until like midnight to do. Like I would try and book my doctor's appointments or reply to my friends' messages at like midnight because I suddenly panicked that I hadn't for the day. So waking up, I then go downstairs and make myself a drink. I go downstairs, wake my dog up, have my tea and my biscuit, and I sit on my sofa and I do plonk the news on. Yes, the news can be slightly depressing sometimes, but I think it's really important to keep yourself informed and up to date on everything that's going on in the world. But also, if I put anything on else in the background, I end up just wanting to sit and watch it all day. At least with the news, I know that I will turn it off. While I'm watching the news, I do a 5-minute journal. It's quite literally called 5-minute journal, and I find it really great because sometimes journaling for me feels really unobtainable because I'm like, I don't know what to write down on a piece of paper about my life or what I want to achieve or anything like that. So the 5-minute journal has some prompts in it and I love it. I find that's really helped me feel a bit more set up and productive before the day even has started. Then moving on, I take another notepad. I have 3 notepads basically on rotation. So I have my 5-minute journal, I have my scribble notepad, which is just something I've named it. It's basically a notepad that I just scribble down my thoughts in. There's no rhyme or reason. It doesn't have to be neat. It literally is just absolute scribble mess. I've had 4 of these now because I feel like my brain needs to get it down on paper in a scribble format, and then I neatly put it into my productivity method by Grace Beverley. I love that journal. So what I do is I take my scribble notepad and I write down everything I need to get done for the day, so I can like just be messy about it, writing down what I want, what my intentions are, and then I take it and I put it in my productivity method journal, and I give myself a little schedule for the day in terms of meetings, key timings, what I need to do, 5-minute tasks, 15-minute tasks, or 30-minute like project type things. And I find it has really helped. And that's it. That's my morning routine. No yoga, no matcha, nothing. They're my basic steps every day for feeling more set up and productive for the day. Obviously that leads very nicely into step 2, which is tidy space, tidy mind. This is something I will do in the morning before I start work if I have the time and if my space needs it, but if not, I will do it on a big sort of reset day, whether that's a Sunday or a Saturday afternoon. It doesn't have to take hours. It literally is a 45-minute task at max if you want to do it in deep clean. And I tidy my space. I can't emphasize enough how much the clutter stresses me out. So even if it's as simple as just like clearing my desk and wiping it down before I start work if I'm super busy, or if it's just taking like 10-15 minutes to put away my clean clothes on the side and making sure that there's no my dirty washing is in the washing basket, and that I've maybe even given my space a quick hoover. It literally takes me 3 minutes maximum to hoover my bedroom, and do you know what? It makes the absolute world of difference for me and my mental health. So that would be my biggest tip in your morning, is just to make sure that your space is clean. I know it can be really hard when you're stuck in like a really bad mental health slump to tidy up your space, but you will feel so much better. So I feel like it's just one of those things you have to force yourself. I'd like really force yourself. Sometimes when I was really struggling with anxiety, I'd have to really force myself to brush my teeth because I know it would make me feel good afterwards. It's a similar type situation to that. Along with tidying my space, in that same step, I fully get myself ready for the day, even if I'm just working from home. Don't have to always put makeup on, but makeup sometimes makes me feel a lot more put together. But I fully get ready, and that means wash my face, brush my teeth, do my skincare. I love doing my hair. Most of the time I rock the slick back, I can't lie to you. I pop my hair in one of these slick back styles all the time, keeping it in like a deep conditioning mask or whatever. I do my skincare because I think having those sort of 5 minutes to yourself in the morning is really great, and it makes me feel like I'm actually taking care of myself, because sometimes my mind can be really mean and I'm like, oh my god, I can't do it, I can't do anything. And just having those like 5 minutes where I'm actually taking care of myself, oh my god, it makes the most humongous difference to my day. And then like I say, sometimes I put some makeup on. I actually don't think having that time and putting makeup on just to sit in your house or do nothing all day is strange for me. It makes me feel like I'm ready for the day and I'm put together. I don't do very much makeup. The makeup you're seeing right now is pretty much the makeup I do all the time, every single day. I literally do nothing different. Sometimes I'll add a wing, and that'd be me pushing the boat out. But I love it. I love having that time where I'm sitting and I'm doing my makeup and I'm listening to some music or a YouTube video. And well, because I've done step 1, which is waking up that little bit earlier and giving myself time before my day starts, I have time to do those things, and it is so impactful. And you know what, I used to think people were lying when they said it helped, but in the past week and a half, implementing the past 2 steps I've spoken about, which is like having the morning routine, tidy space, tidy mind, and getting yourself ready, has impacted me and changed my week tenfold. Step 3 is journal or plan or write down your thoughts. And I know that might sound really similar to what I do in my morning routine, but I need that stuff out of my mind and onto my paper, and that can be Notion, that can be in a notepad, but these are productivity methods that I have actually found helpful for me. So for me, my biggest one is Notion, and I have myself a daily brain dump on Notion where I literally just all brain dumps, whether it's new ideas that come into my head. I work in creative, so like lots of ideas are constantly coming in and out of my mind, and I pop it in that brain dump. And then, you know, links that I need to do, and this isn't a to-do list, this is literal brain dump of a fart in on my Notion board. And then I love the calendar setting on Notion where I can go in and pop in all my bits that are either like meetings for the day, that are either like my things that I want to achieve by certain points, or for me it's content planning, and I find it really helpful. And then I do, and if I'm really stressed, there is a planning method that I like, and I don't know what it's called, but I read about it somewhere, which is literally, I split my problems into 3 lists. So I put my stresses and my worries and my problems into one column, and I then decide if those problems are within my control, and if they are, what am I going to do about them? Like, what do I need to do to make that not a problem for me anymore? If that problem is out of my control, I then pop, what can I do to make myself feel okay about that situation, because it's not within my control, there's nothing I can do about it. And for me, that has changed the absolute game. But productivity methods, they don't have to be ones that are super complicated. It can literally be whatever works for you. That leads me very nicely on to step 4. That is movement is medicine. Now, I am obviously training for an Ironman right now, but that is quite an extreme. You can do whatever form of movement works for you. Now, I need you to listen, and I need you to listen well. This does not have to mean that you go out and run a marathon. This does not mean that you have to sign up for a high rocks, do back pull, push, leg day splits. You don't have to do any of that. I just want you to do a form of movement that makes your mind happy. My best friend, she's just joined the gym, and she said to me the other day, she said, people keep asking me like what I'm training for, and I'm just training to be healthy. End of. You can just move your body because it makes you feel good in your mind and your body and your soul, and that can be completely it. If you want a program, you need yourself a program, but you don't have to have a program that you stick to religiously. Just do movement that makes you feel good. If that's a walk, dog walk down to your local cafe, pick yourself up a coffee, walk down just to the local field, sit on the bench, have a little look at the birds and the trees, that's great. Go for a run if you want. I love a run. I use my Cooper plan all the time and it plans my runs in, and it makes me feel like they're obtainable. If you wanted to have a running app, I would massively suggest Cooper, and you can try it out for 2 weeks free with code LucyXFit. But honestly, I think that just for some form of movement, it can be the gym, it can be yoga, it can be in your bedroom, it can be a dance workout on YouTube, anything. Movement is medicine. And I promise you, if you do one form of movement every single day, you'll feel like a bad bitch. Like, I cannot tell you how much better I feel after a mental health little walk or after a run. I mean, obviously I love exercise. I am training for an Ironman. You don't do that if you hate it. But I honestly, you will feel 10 times clearer in your mind if you do some form of movement. That moves me very nicely on to my 5th and final step. This is the evening. This is the evening routine. So this can be one whole long day if you wanted it to. If you're really in a fucking slump right now and you need to get yourself back on track, pop this video on, do it in one day if you've got a day off. If you want, you can implement some small things into your morning routine, pick the parts that work for you, but I promise you, you need to give yourself a little bit of a pamper. once a week I spend some time on myself, and that's not because I want to make myself look beautiful, it's not because beauty standards, none of this, because I generally love giving myself a bit of a pamper, and it's really, really important, and I actually feel very much revitalised. Yes, self-care isn't just face masks and bubble baths and all this stuff, but for me, it might sound superficial, but it really fucking works. I definitely feel 10 times better after a good old bath. I get in my bath, I set my candles up, I get a hair mask in, face mask on, I'm shaving my legs, giving myself a nice moisturise, deep washing, double conditioning, all that stuff with my hair. I am exfoliating, I'm shaving, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna moisturise my body top to bottom, put some fake tan on because I personally love fake tan. I love feeling a bit of a glow. Put my fake tan on, you know, either blow dry my hair or put it in heatless curlers, give myself a nice load of skincare, paint my toenails if I haven't painted my toenails in a while, put my Alexa on, I think I just set her on, onto playing reading fantasy playlist, read my book, and I will do that for an hour, hour and a half, and then I'll eat myself a nice hearty meal, sausage and mash, you know, spag bowl, something like this. But that for me is refresh, press the reset button, and that is how I get myself out of feeling like a funk, because I've really been struggling the past week on feeling a bit rubbish in myself. My negative thoughts, my anxiety have come over and into all areas of my life, and honestly, I last Sunday did that 5-step routine, and I felt so much better, and I went into the week, and on that Sunday is when I devised my morning routine, because I was like, something's got to give here. Like, I'm not thriving on not even having a routine or trying too hard to have too many elements in my morning routine. And honestly, just the idea of giving myself a time that I wake up, having a little coffee or a cup of tea, and that morning writing ritual changed the day for me, really has. And that has come to the end of the video. It's like a 5-step, I think, simple, and I know it might seem a lot, but it's simple in the fact that I feel like basically the messaging I'm trying to say to you is do what works for you. Please just try and find a thing that works for you. Don't go copying everyone's morning routines. 5 AM doesn't work for everyone. Doesn't work for me. I cannot be in bed by 8 o'clock. My partner works as a personal trainer and he's working most evenings until 8 o'clock, and so we're not eating dinner until 8:30. That is the way my life is, and my biggest messaging to you is you are capable. Anxiety doesn't control you. You can do so many incredible things. You just have to give yourself a bit of time, and that's primarily what I'm trying to push to you in this video. Giving yourself a bit of time in the mornings and giving yourself a bit of time once a week to clean your space, have a nicely fresh duvet, enjoy giving yourself a pamper head to toe. Really feel like you are prioritising yourself because you really deserve it. You can show up as your best self. It doesn't mean having a matcha and wearing matching yoga sets. It means doing the work. But yeah, that's basically my little feel good, be better version of you, realistic routine, and I really hope it's helped in some way, shape or form. If you're new here, hi, I'm Lucy. I make fitnessy, lifestyle, mental health, body confidence content here over on the internet, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. My primary goal is just to make you guys feel better and feel more confident in not only yourself but in your mind, because it's a scary place out there sometimes. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you could do me a huge favour and hit subscribe, comment, or do it for free, it would honestly mean the absolute world to me. I'm really trying on my YouTube journey at the moment, and I will be back next week for another video, so I will see you then. And if I don't see you in between those 2 periods, please, I really hope you have an amazing week and just slightly kinder to yourself, because oh my god, I can hear your brain from here being too hard on yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.